I'm Isabella Kilias.
And I'm Caroline Howard, and this is the Nightly Newscast.
Today we'll be discussing Plan Padrino. There's something amazing uncovered when learning about other cultures and how to recognize and accept the similarities and differences of it in your own. This year, our Model United Nations Conference had the privilege of having 3 Colombians from Plan Padrino in attendance. They are excited to be here, and we are even more excited to welcome them.
Established in 1998, the Plan Padrino program seeks to pay for underprivileged children's education in Colombia. Offering resources and hoping to help students escape the poverty cycle, Plan Padrino acts as a godfather to many children in Colombia. Public education in Colombia is never free, not even at the elementary level. Therefore, it is harder for parents to afford education for their children, leading to a perpetual cycle of poverty. Even those who enter secondary education can fall victim to gang violence, drugs, and prostitution. Plan Padrino is working vigilantly to allow children access to school, and the YMCA is currently able to sponsor 42 students through this program.
Almost every day, we take our clean water, hot meals, and public education for granted. However, these are not everyday experiences for children across the world. When you stop by the information booth to order your pizza, consider asking about ways to get involved with this program, Changing Lives 2,321 miles away opportunities such as a trip to Colombia, sponsoring a child, or becoming a pen pal.
In case you don't get the chance or the courage to talk to our Colombian friends, we had one of our reporters interview them.
Take a look.
Hello, my name is Peyton and I'm with...
Hi, hello, my name is Nayer Castañeda, or Nayer Castañeda in English. I'm 20 years and...
Hello, my name is Viviana Castañeda. I am 16 years old.
Hello, good morning. My name is John. I am 18 years old.
They are our Plan Padrino students from Colombia, and we're going to be asking them a couple of questions today. So, you already introduced yourself. So, what is it like growing up in Colombia?
Okay, actually, I think the Colombian children childhood is really good. Actually, we are so really happy people, and we like so much games to practice sports, and we like so much to share with our families, and I think the Colombia or the natural resources of our country let us to have the opportunity to travel around our country and enjoy of our environment.
Is this your first time in America?
No, actually, I was in Colorado in Estes Park Center. It's a summer camp of YMCA of the Rockies, and it was really good. I lived here for 3 months, and it was a really amazing experience. I could travel around Arizona, Las Vegas, the Grand Canyon, Florida, and it was really good.
How do you guys like America so far?
¿Piensan que Colombia, América es muy grande o cómo les ha parecido? Sí, bien.
No, América es realmente grande, es muy fascinante, tiene muchos sitios turísticos y solo esta ciudad es muy interesante, me ha parecido muy chévere, todo es genial.
He said America is really hard, big, or so really amazing for him, and she likes so much the environment here, and we think the city is really amazing, and maybe the cars, the houses for them is really different than Colombia, so they are so really excited for this.
That's great. So on the topic of Plan Padrino and how it impacts students and helps students in Colombia get education, why is education so important to you?
It's really important because it's the opportunity to improve our world. Yesterday I said in my speech, because I think Colombia or whatever country around the world needs to improve and help the childhood and teenagers to grow up with really good values, really good knowledge too. It's so really important. However, I think the knowledge, maybe in different topics and different subjects, is the secondary importance, because the most important is the values. The most important is have a lot of core expressions, a really good culture, and it's really necessary to join the education in the schools and the education in the houses and homes is really important for me. And for that reason, and maybe if we help all of the childs around the world, it's we are going to get a better future and a better society after these years.
That's excellent. And what is one major issue or problem with the world that you would want to change? Would it be education or something different?
No, education is really important for me, and for me, it's the first and the best way to improve our world. It's the education in the families, and try to join not only the childhood and teenagers, but also the families too, and in that way improve our society. And I think the participation of women is so really important too. Maybe we are passing for the one moment here in America, so really difficult for the different opinions around the American people and the Asian and Latin people too. We are living here, and I think maybe we had the opportunity to have a woman in the American government, and in that moment we lose this opportunity because I think that we are women and we have different values or different behaviors that are really important in the society. For example, we are mothers, we are daughters, and that reason is really sad for us. However, we can change this in the next 4 years maybe, or in the future years too. So I hope that America continue with these kind of examples, way life. Maybe I hope that it's gonna be better.
I do too. Now on a easier topic, what's your favorite thing about Model UN?
About what? Sorry?
About Model UN, our conference. What's your favorite thing about the conference?
Okay. Yesterday when we were there in the conference, and I like so much to see how do you divide it, all of the public, so in different teams. So I love the teamworks, and I think this is the better. And I like some of your clothes too. And I think you have a great opportunity to maybe help your society through your opinions and maybe your thoughts too. So congratulations for this event. It's really, really beautiful. I see it's really organized too, and I like so much.
How about you guys? What are y'all's favorite thing about Model UN?
¿Qué es lo que más les ha gustado del modelo de las conferencias de Naciones Unidas aquí en este evento?
Lo que más nos ha gustado es que toda la gente es muy amigable, todos nos han recibido con las manos abiertas, todo es fascinante sobre los temas a tratar y sobre todo los amigables que han sido con nosotros.
¿Quieres decir algo? No. Okay. They said the most important that they like so much is you. You are so really lovely people here. You are waiting for us with your open arms. So they are so excited for to be here with you, and like some of the kind of topics that you are talking. We are talking about it yesterday, and for that reason they are so excited with you.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for doing this. We really appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoy your rest of your stay here, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you to you for this invitation. We are so excited here in America. America have a really different landscapes than Colombia, but it's really beautiful too. And you are invited to visit Colombia because we have a really beautiful landscape. We have really beautiful seas too because we have two coasts, Atlantic and Pacific. So you are invited to Colombia, visit, and see you again.
Aren't they just amazing people? I would never be that brave coming to a new country to talk to 1,000 strangers.
Speaking of 1,000 strangers, all of you guys get the chance to win over our hearts with the Model UN Pickup Line Contest.
Hi, I'm Jimmy with the Ammo, and we're trying to get people to hang out with us. Good place. Hey, do you mind if I sit down? Because you're making my heart race. Yes or no? Ah! Keep going. Are you from Paris? Because I fell for you.
I love you.
Everybody move. Move. This is really important. Dean, come here. On a scale from 1 to 10, wait, no. On a scale from 1 to America, how free are you tonight?
Jamaica.
We're going on a date. This is News Team 6. Excuse us. I've never been so much pressure before. This is the worst thing I've ever done. Hey, are you from Stockholm? Because you're the sweetest girl I've ever seen. We're going on a date. It's real. This footage is running out. We got to keep going. We only have 3 more tapes. Baby, are you traveling to London in 1666? Because you're setting my heart on fire, and it's burning down the whole town. Nobody's going to make it out. All right, Jimmy, let's follow the arrow.
That's a great thing to do if you get bored in GA.
I think once you hit the 20th resolution, everyone's bored in GA. So we should expect a lot of pickup lines, right?
Right. I hope you guys can build some pretty good pickup lines for us.
You know what else is being built? Islands. That's right, China is building islands.
You may not be aware of this, but in 2015, China started building islands in the South China Sea.
I know it's crazy, people building islands in the middle of the ocean, but it's actually pretty simple. They use a machine that takes sediment from the seafloor and they dump it onto reefs.
China is currently working on expanding their island on the Fiery Cross Reef, which is 3,000 square meters. That's bigger than 32 football fields put together.
These new islands are named the Spratly Islands. The whole system is the Spratly Archipelago. The Spratly Islands make it possible to extract natural resources such as the large oil and gas reserves in the South China Sea.
China has also been using the islands for military reasons. They're building port facilities, military buildings, and airstrips.
The islands are not big enough to support military bases, however. The United States has spotted Chinese militia in the area. The islands are under high surveillance by many countries.
The surveillance is helping provide peace of mind for many countries. The building China has done has put pressure on already taut relationships like with Japan.
The islands are a major port of contention between U.S. and China. The issues with the islands lie heavily in their surrounding ecosystems. Several reefs have been destroyed and becoming the foundation for the islands.
There is also extensive damage to the surrounding marine life. Frank Muller-Karger, professor of biological oceanography at the University of South Florida, said sediment can wash back into the sea, forming plumes that can smother marine life and could be laced with heavy metals, oil, and other chemicals from the ships and shore facilities being built.
There are currently no efforts being made to fix this issue.
Now, what's surprising is the fact that the Chinese were relatively latecomers in the Spratly Archipelago. They most likely felt rushed to join the area. In fact, their building pace has far outpaced similar efforts in the area.
Malaysia, Taiwan, and the Philippines all started building a little after World War II.
China plans to retake 3,000 acres of land. They believe it is rightfully theirs since they were one of the first civilizations to begin exploration.
They've shown maps from history where the area was Chinese and not international.
Many countries hope for a solution to all the problems these new islands have created.
And hopefully the issues will be resolved peacefully.
It's crazy how humans can build things wherever we want.
It must take a lot of manpower to do that.
We have our own version of manpower here at Model UN. Our wonderful advisors have worked diligently to help organize our conference to make it the best for us.
Let's see what our advisors said in the advisor interviews.
Hi, I'm Aiden Feely, and I'm with Mr. Adrian Bayhan, advisor for Hillsborough High School. And I'm going to be asking you a couple questions today about Model UN.
All right.
Do you wish that you would have been able to attend the conference at our age, and what benefits does it have for the delegates?
Well, Aiden, I got that wish because when I was your age, I did attend Model UN, and I remember being very afraid and having to speak in front of everybody and literally like running out of air because my body shut down. And it was to this day, I will remember that as a very traumatic experience.
Leading from that, what's your most embarrassing Model UN moment?
I would say my most embarrassing, but besides that one, that was far and away my most embarrassing Model UN moment. But having a meltdown last year, well, that was a YIG moment where I was basically wanting to just have the bus drive away and leave students. at Opry Glen Hotel, and I was ruled over by another calmer advisor from another school who thought it would be most prudent to go back and pick up those kids. So that would be my second most embarrassing moment.
All right. If you could be any position in Model UN, what would it be and why?
I think I would like to be security counsel because it just seems like that is where the nexus of activity is. And the people in the Security Council tend to have the greatest worldview. I think the most complete worldview, and I think that I would want to be around people who who get it, who have a pretty mature global outlook.
If you were trapped on a deserted island with any of the other advisors, who would you choose and why?
I mean, that's a no-brainer, Aiden. It would be Scott Wofford, who is my bunkmate at every one of these events. He has a personal odor that's unoffensive. He has a dedication to grooming and hygiene that I find compatible with my own, and we share the same taste in music.
All right. And our last question is, what is your dream job and what is your dream place to live?
Well, my dream job, Aiden, would be to be Elise Addington and I should say Elise Duggar now, and Susan Moriarty combined. I want to be both of them in one person, and I just want to like be the czar over YMCA Model UN.
All right. And that wraps it up. Thank you.
My name is Isabella Kilius, and today I'm going to be interviewing Mr. Chinoda, Dr. Chinoda from Hume-Fogg High School. He's an advisor, and advisors are critical to running and organizing the conference. So Dr. Chinoda, today I'm going to ask you just a few fun and interesting questions about MUN. So how many years have you been an advisor here at the conference?
This is my second year.
Okay.
Before then, I was just a chaperone.
Okay.
But this is my second year as a full-time, actually advisor.
So what made you decide to be an advisor here at MUN?
The advisor was Miss Elizabeth Smith, and for some situations she decided to hand over to somebody else, and the administration asked me to step in, and since I had been exposed to it through chaperoning and everything, I said, oh, sure, I'll do it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite part of the Model UN conference?
General Assembly, when all these resolutions are like now, when they have been passed from the plenary section, now they come to the GA, and that's the best part. And it's just amazing to see how our students are performing like professionals, really, and I'm really surprised to see that happening, pleasantly surprised, and so we are proud of you guys for what you're doing.
Awesome. So now I'm going to ask Dr. Chinoda a few fun questions. What's your favorite midnight snack or drink to have?
Coffee. Well, actually, no, water, especially at night, because I don't take too much caffeine, otherwise I won't sleep.
Yeah. And then one more, if you were given $1 million, what would you do with it?
I would probably use part of it to myself, to travel, and then another one to any charity occasion, organization that's there. Particularly, the children in Africa that do not have schools and other facilities that they need. So I would probably donate some of that money to those.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Chinoda.
I'm so thankful for advisors. They make everything so much smoother.
Me too. I'm sure caring for a bunch of noisy teenagers can be stressful.
I think there's a chance I can tell you something more stressful than that.
What is it?
Nigerian slum demolitions.
Terrible news last week. On Saturday, November 12th, Nigeria's commercial capital, Lagos, suffered from the burning of their waterfront slums.
Unfortunately, as much as 30,000 people are now homeless, and is expected as another 300,000 are soon to come.
Government officials are burning down slums in a supposed attempt at a slum clearing project.
Police are now denying being a part of the fire, but as many as 24 people witnessed their part in the demolition.
Despite a high court order to stop eviction issued on November 7th, more than 40 slum communities who live on Lagos Lagoon now face eviction.
Residents of the Ototo Gabame community used mobile phones to film the fires and said police had also used their tear gas to drive them away from the water.
Lagos officials have warned that makeshift waterfront settlements pose a security threat and must be razed, a process that could affect hundreds of thousands of people.
The governor of Lagos State, Okuni Wumi Mbobde, announced the demolition of the shanties around the creeks and waterways of the Lagos State on October 9th, citing public health and safety concerns.
State-ordered demolitions and fighting between rival communities this week forced thousands of residents of Ototo Gabame slum to take boats on the Lagos Lagoon.
Andrew Maki, co-director of the Lagos-based legal campaign group, JEI, said hundreds of residents spent last night sleeping in wooden canoes on water with nowhere else to go.
They are just the poorest of the poor. Their land is one of the richest areas of the city. It is wanted for redevelopment and will be walled off, Maki said.
Nigeria is in a Wait, that's your part. We just that was your part.
Sorry, we're gonna go back to state-ordered demolitions.
No, just start right there and just keep going.
Okay.
Because that was your part.
Nigeria's humanitarian crisis.
I just noticed that one.
Okay. Nigeria is in a humanitarian crisis right now, and I think that they could use all of our help.
Surprisingly, this has not been aired on many news networks. We should all work hard to think of Nigeria.
This has been another wonderful nightly newscast from the DPI.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tonight's our last night, so let's make the most of it.
Don't forget to vote.
High five a DPI member or someone you've never met.
We also take food on top of high fives.
And pens.
And have a wonderful night.